Hi y'all, I'm Brenda with Blessings and Bread. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I've got something a little different, a little special. I've invited my son Travis today. He is the expert biscuit maker in this house. So I wanted him to come show me how he makes his biscuits because his are better than mine. He uses a different recipe though, so he's going to share that with us. And so Travis, teach me how you make biscuits.
Okay, so this is a recipe that I just was looking up how to make buttermilk biscuits. The same guy did this recipe. It was much easier. Buttermilk biscuits are not the easiest, and I'm not a huge fan of pastries to begin with, especially dry pastries. And this one was a little bit more in my range. So
I like how light they are. They're very light and
they're
fluffy.
very light.
Very light.
Definitely the recipe calls for self-rising flour. And in my experience, following the recipe to make your own self-rising flour with just the baking soda and stuff, never really was the same thing as self-rising flour. You can cheat that by kind of doubling your baking powder.
Okay.
Anyway.
Right. Are we ready to get started then?
Let's do it. Oh, this is gonna be the self-rising flour that we're gonna make that is coming from just 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And she's already got the, was it just 1 tablespoon of the baking powder?
It's a teaspoon and a half per cup of all-purpose flour.
Okay, so that's the recipe then. We're gonna go.
And a half a teaspoon.
But again,
for
I'm going off of my experience, which could probably vary. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm not really gonna be too concerned, just enough, nothing more than double the initial amount.
That was about a half a tablespoon probably.
Half a tablespoon.
So another half a tablespoon. And no extra salt.
No extra salt. This one calls for sugar too, right?
Oh, I forgot the sugar.
Yeah.
You mix that and I'll get the sugar.
And we're gonna mix in the I think it's just 1 tablespoon of sugar.
Yeah, I can get that. Here, let me have one of those little bowls over there that you had the other stuff in.
And then that's just mix that up. I like to mix anytime I'm doing this.
So I forgot the sugar.
Anytime I'm doing flour and putting this kind of stuff in it, I tend to whisk it pretty good.
Yeah, sometimes if I don't whisk it.
The better, the more that gets mixed up, the better. And
I like how you're doing that. Look at that, I'm learning already. I like how you're actually turning the bowl like a mixer does. I don't do that.
You don't do that? Man.
Not when I'm working with a mixer. I mean, without a mixer, I don't. I might, but I don't think so.
You should have worked in a professional kitchen or two.
And
that's that.
Okay, good. Yes, I want to say this about mixing that well. Sometimes if you don't and you bake something, you'll get little bits of that baking powder or that baking soda, like there's still in little chunks in there. So
yeah, that's pretty key.
Kind of
so
bitter.
That's that.
Okay.
Basically, to me, this is like making a really thick pancake batter and then stopping before.
So what's that you're putting in there now?
This is the cream, just heavy cream.
A cup and a half.
Cup and a half.
Okay, I'll put
And
that
then
away.
stir it up.
Yeah, that's so
slowly.
easy. That is so easy. I've got you some more flour there, so when you get ready to roll it out. Yeah, this is so much easier than what I do, and they're better. My biscuits taste good, they're just heavy, and I can't. Of course, I don't make buttermilk biscuits. I just usually make regular biscuits.
So the way that the guy's video that explained it, and I guess it's pretty common knowledge, but you know, you overwork biscuits. Once you've folded them out, rolled them out, you overwork it.
Yeah.
Once you've cut it, and then they get tough and they're just too dense.
Yeah, that's what mine are, too dense.
And
that's
this
right.
is a recipe, I guess the cream replaces the cut butter, and that really kind of negates the
work and all that.
The worry, well, it doesn't, it removes overworking the dough as a negative thing.
Do you need some flour on that?
Well, nah, we can dump it out later. But then that's it. We're just gonna mix it up to about that kind of a thing.
Yep.
Oh, we got a lot more in there. And that's it. You don't wanna really mix it up too much because you're just gonna fold it up once here, kind of once we get it mixed together. And start cutting biscuits. I got a pan out, but I didn't know if you wanted a dirty looking pan.
Oh, I forgot to get the pan. I don't care.
If you wanted a realistic
I'll get the pan. I'll get a pan for baking on. And are we going to use foil or parchment paper?
Use the paper.
Okay, I'll go get that.
Maybe just a little bit of flour. And a little for your hands. And pretty much just bring that piece of globbed dough into a form. Kind of, you can create a little bit of a square, rectangle type thing.
Did you put flour on top of it, or is that flour?
I just dropped it.
Okay.
I just dropped a little blob on.
Oh, flour. Okay. So that wasn't flour that didn't mix in.
So it is stuck without flour, pretty much everything that's on the bottom. But yeah, pretty much like that. We're gonna
Yeah, but you were able to get it up with that.
Yeah. No, it's
What do you call that thing you got in your hand? I forget.
a dough scraper.
A dough scraper. That's
who
right.
knows. That's that. And we're gonna fold it in on itself.
So you're folding it like an kind of like an
Yeah, like an omelet.
in thirds.
Like a giant omelet, like a full
in thirds.
omelet.
Oh, you know what else we need?
Then we're gonna flatten it back out into its little rectangle.
We need a biscuit cutter. How? Okay, so how?
And we need your little dinky rolling pin.
We need my rolling pin too, don't we?
Now, I never really focused too much on getting them perfectly even.
No, but they need to be all the same depth.
Yeah,
when you cook
within
them.
reason.
Yeah.
Within reason. But that's that.
So now you're going to roll that out. Or is that how deep are you doing it? No.
Yeah, and then pretty much just kind of assess how thick or how shallow you want them. And that could probably be a personal thing. And that's that.
Good, here, I'll put them on the thing. Well, I know this is super easy, and now that I know how to do this, I may never make the other kind of biscuits where you cut in the fat, because even though mine tasted good, and it was a lot of trouble too.
Yeah,
this is so much less trouble.
It is. It's the hardest step, and
Yeah.
the butter melts before we really get it done right.
Right.
And let's see, let's just do it. And this is where with the buttermilk biscuit, I think you tend to
Get it too
the second little
Makes it tough.
round is going to be the harder, tougher, chunkier biscuits.
But this way, they're all going to be fine. How many is it going to make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make
I
about
think it's like 7. I mean 8 or 9 rather.
9 maybe, or 10, maybe even
Maybe
10.
it's 9. Maybe we'll get one more nice full one, and then the little dinky one.
It's just a full one.
And at this point, if I was really going to keep working with this stuff, I would absolutely put flour on it. So it is starting to get
Sticky.
on these last ones, but
We're almost done.
yeah. This might be the thickest one.
Well, they all need to be the same.
They'll be roughly the same.
All right. Yeah, it is getting sticky. So yeah, we have 9 biscuits. All right. Now, before we put them in the oven, are you going to do one more?
Yeah, we'll turn that ugly looking thing into a biscuit.
Yeah, there's always that biscuit left. Okay.
So that's that.
Now, what else? There's one more thing to do, right? I knew this part. So while he's washing his hands, I am going to brush the tops with butter.
No, before we do that,
Something else?
Yeah, this is just, I mean, a lot of people know this thing, but for biscuits, do your little thumbprint in them.
Oh, really? No, I don't know that.
And that helps them.
Ah, right.
That's the thing that's making them go straight
Oh, really?
instead of
Where'd you learn that?
probably this guy's version of the buttermilk
Oh. To put
biscuit.
So a little indentation with your thumb
And a little indentation with the thumb. Doesn't have to be much.
in the middle.
And then we're going to do,
Yeah,
she's
I
going
learned
to do the
that.
butter. And this is giving it the butter flavor. We're gonna brush more of that on once they're done. And so they still taste buttery good.
And use real butter. Don't use fake butter.
Yeah.
I even had a little bit of Kerrygold butter left, the really good European stuff. I'm bad about only buying unsalted butter. And unsalted butter doesn't have just as much flavor as salted butter. For baking, that's what you want, but for stuff like this, you really want salted butter. So I don't know if you need this as salted butter, though. But, all right, now they're going to go in a 500-degree oven for how long? 10 to 12 minutes?
10 to 12 minutes. I always set the thing for 9 because at 500 degrees, man, most regular ovens, they're not maintaining probably 500 degrees the whole time, so the cook time can vary. So I start setting the
at 9 and then
9
check
minutes
it from
and
there.
then just kind of watch and look. So fresh out of the oven, these went for just exactly at 9 minutes. These crumble and tend to fall apart more than your basic buttermilk.
Even when they're cool?
I think it's just the cream and it's just a softer, more delicate biscuit. But then, yeah, it was about 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of butter before we put in. We just dab a little bit on before it goes in and then finish off and use the rest of the butter coming out, and that is it.
All right. All right, let's get those things plated up so we can try them with some jam. Okay, Trav, well, thanks for coming and helping me learn how to make these biscuits. I know they're going to be delicious. Tell me about this one right here. What is on that? What have you got on that biscuit?
That's just vanilla yogurt and jelly. I probably just tried it once, liked it, so that they'll hold together enough to have stuff on them. I've made breakfast sandwiches out of them. The breakfast sandwiches, they're tender. They will crumble apart as you eat them like that, but with this kind of stuff on them, it's the perfect. It's the what else? Honey.
That makes me think, when you did that, I had never seen that done before. But, in England, they always they added clotted cream with their biscuits. That's what they do. All right, I'm going to take this one. He put a little of my peach jam on this one. So let's see.
They're really good, man. It's making me laugh. They're so good.
They are really good. I know, you're so proud of yourself.
Do this thing. You should try that thing. Put vanilla yogurt on it and do the peach.
I put the yogurt. I put it back in the fridge.
We'll get it out. It's just right there.
Okay, I'll try it.
So you'll know.
All right, something new. I'm going to take a little vanilla yogurt. I'm going to pretend I'm at Downton Abbey. And
if you don't like dry pastries, you'll probably like these because I could eat 4 of these.
I'm just going to do a little bit.
But I'll only eat 1 dried out buttermilk biscuit and I'm done. But these things.
Oh, yeah. With a little of my peach jam. I don't have any more blackberry jam. So a little vanilla yogurt. You could probably do plain yogurt too, people who don't like sweeter things. That's good. I could do that. I prefer
just
jam.
The jam.
I prefer just the jam. I have a recipe though for a spread for scones. That's delicious that I do like on biscuits, and it's made from cream cheese and whipped cream. So it's also sort of like a spread. So
that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for helping me today and showing me this. And I promise you, if I make biscuits from now on, this is how I'm going to make them. Honestly, I had got to where I made biscuit biscuits. I didn't make them from scratch anymore because mine from scratch were not very good. They were okay, but they weren't great. And the biscuit biscuits were better than mine. But these are better than Bisquick, and they're easier, or as easy as.
They're easy.
They're the same amount of trouble almost.
I would do this in the morning before work.
Yeah.
From start to finish. Now, this may come from my professional restaurant abilities, but 20 minutes, oven's preheating, mix it together in the oven, do whatever else for breakfast, and in 20 minutes, I mean, I'm doing this for breakfast before I'm leaving to work, as I'm leaving to work. So they are quick.
They're good.
They cook for 9 minutes. It's hard to beat.
All right, I want to thank you for coming today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and come along with me on this journey, and I'll see you the next time I'm in my kitchen, on my porch, or in my garden. Want to tell everybody bye, Trey? Bye. You're feeding the dogs, aren't you? Mm-hmm. You're feeding the dogs these good biscuits.
Oh no, man. They know we don't get they know they get less good food than what we get, we're eating.
He's feeding my biscuits to the dogs. All right.
They're pack animals. Pack animals eat after the pack leader is eaten. But when the pack is forced to eat something that the pack leaders aren't eating, man, this is breaking the dog's psychological framework, and so they get to eat what we eat every now and then too.
Okay. That's it. That's a wrap.